Hey, Cancer, welcome. This is going to be a tarot reading for July 10th to the 16th. Let's do it. So, welcome everybody. And past, we got a Nine of Wands reversed. Present, we got a World reversed. Six of Cups as a hidden influence. King of Swords reversed as advice. To the bottom. Five of Pentacles reversed as a likely outcome. All right, so we got a mix. We got a pentacle, a wand, a cup, a sword, and a major arcana. So you got a little bit of everything. So I'm not really getting it specific to anything in particular. But let's see if we got a person here. King of Swords. Yeah, I think there could be like an expert there or somebody that might not be trustworthy. All right. Nine of Wands reversed in the past. So I think there was like maybe a trusting, or the Nine of Wands is a defensiveness card. So he's built up his fence there, and he's kind of waiting for the next challenge. So when it's right side up, it's a bit of you've addressed all the challenges. You're close to the end, but the energy is such that you're kind of waiting all comers to challenge you, but really it's from within the challenge comes. When it's right side up, that's what I'm getting. Like there has been trust, like the guard has been let down in relation to people. And that's, yeah, I think that's kind of coming here with the King of Swords and the advice too. And so present, you got this World, so that maybe there's a bit of incompletion, very close to the end of something. She's got both wands versus the Magician who has one, and she's now come full circle. She's supported by all the elements. She's got the number 3 in her sash around her, which is this. It's this result of creation from the 2 to the 3. It's like giving birth to the next. So it's the World is the last card in the major, but since it's reversed, there's still that judgment. There's that awakening to the new that still can be taking place. And maybe some of that process is going on right now where there's been a cycle and an awakening to something going on, but then I think like the ink needs to be signed, or there needs to be a full acceptance of something that is seemingly inevitable, or that's very kind of in your face. But I think making big changes can be difficult because it changes so much of our surroundings and circumstances, and there's some discomfort involved with kind of rising, as the Judgment card shows, to the trumpet and being born anew, like having this rising of the phoenix process is like a rebirth from the ashes. So it seems like that's the process that's going on right now, where the World would be the next step. The completion of that will be the next step. That's what I'm getting, like a Queen of Wands, where she sits on her throne proudly and doesn't really care what anybody thinks about her. I think some of that process is still going on right now. This hidden influence is the Six of Cups, and that's what I get. It's a card of nostalgia. So maybe a process is almost completed, but there's could still be a longing for what the past had. It shows like a family setting where there's a lot of comfort, and it draws like a recollection back to childhood, or just like a sweet, easy, peaceful time. But I like to think here in the Six is that it's remembered for good things, but maybe not remembered for any of the so-called negative aspects. But there's still more that can be developed beyond this nostalgic scene. So it's very reasonable and understandable to miss what was in the past, but if the focus can be shifted to the potential, the possible of what circumstances can be now, the feeling that can be derived from that can be even more great. Even though I think it's important to appreciate any sort of feelings of sadness associated with looking back to a past comfortable time that is no longer accessible. I mean, I think everybody can deal with a certain sense of nostalgia among different circumstances. And I think it's important to acknowledge that, but know that we aren't held to keep the same setting all the time. We can still move forward and know that there's actually better out there. And this advice that, yeah, I think maybe it has to do with somebody who could be a relationship, some authority figure, could be like a parent, somebody that's associated with our emotions too, but maybe somebody that doesn't want to change. Like this King of Swords is possible when he's right side up. It's possible that he can change. He has this butterfly for metamorphosis, but he does so very slowly and only through logic. He's not one to change. He's kind of grizzled, so to speak. He's been through the wars. Now he sits on his throne, but he's quite stern. And there could be somebody who has this that's very firm and does not want to change. And it doesn't have to be somebody, an elder statesman. Yeah, although usually the King of Swords is somebody like 40 or older, be an air sign. But you've got this Knight of Cups too, so I'm getting it's kind of maybe somebody that you have a strong emotional attachment to that is not wanting to change. But I think that the advice then would be for that person is kind of accept where they are and know, like, whatever you think, that gives the meaning to whatever circumstance that is outside of you. And that circumstance can include another person. We give meaning to all people. It's not like they change and thus we have to feel a certain way or feel differently about them. It's on us to accept how others are and know that what other people do only affects us insofar as we let it affect them. I think accepting others for the way they are, there's this Five of Pentacles reverse. So you got this iced out. There's a lot of emotional content to this card too, kind of like the Hermit. It's like removing one and icing over the feelings to have a light to see, at least in the Hermit card. But here I'm getting this sort of iced out emotions and this feeling of poverty, this feeling of struggle. But since it's reversed, that's what I'm thinking is like we don't need to struggle for what other people are going through or the ways that they won't change. And it seems like that might be the thing that is preventing cycle from happening. Maybe somebody's not accepting a change that you made and you're really looking for them as sort of a leadership figure or a trusted kind of somebody that you have a strong emotional connection with. You want their approval, but they seem to be very rigid in that. But accepting them, like you don't need to please them. You can still have love for them, and you're not going to be left out in the cold because there's plenty of other people that will support you. And by going out on your own, you set the example for others to do so. So it's very important that for you that you do the thing that you feel in your heart is the best. And I think that's what's going to complete out this cycle for you. So I get this kind of this sort of defensiveness, but defensiveness maybe it is with you because you want the approval from somebody else and you feel left out in the cold without it. So I mean, yeah, we're here in this Cancer time, and so there's a lot of deep sort of emotional heart-based, you got this moon energy going on in Cancer. But yeah, this seems like it's a major opportunity right now to make a big shift for you and know, as much as you would like to please other people, maybe. Um, Ultimately, you can't. You can still have love for them and hope they can come around to see your way, but whether they do or they don't, you still have to do what's best for you, and that's what's coming through here. So it's a pretty big one. Um, I wish you all luck, and I send my love out to you, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Later.